Coach Deborah has a passion and purpose to assist young men, ages 15 to 24, to overcome obstacles and build their best lives. She wants to see every young man live out their potential. She has a master's degree in human services counseling, with a major in life coaching. More importantly, she is the mother of 3 boys, who are exceptional, educated, professional men. Coach Deborah believes it is better to train early, rather than need to fix later. She utilizes basic principles and God-led concepts. Sometimes the only thing a young man has is their credibility or their name. The actions they take are based on the decisions they make. Those decisions align with their choices and result in consequences. Coach Deborah can assist you if you are lost, floundering, or confused. Embrace the help and start building your best life today.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so happy to have you on Build Your Best Life. I'm Coach Deborah Smith, and I have a special guest tonight, Mr. Quintas Rhinehart. How are you? You're on now. I had muted you.
Okay, all right.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. I'm so happy to have you on. Uh, just glad to have you here tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's taken us a while, but we finally connected, and that's a good
Yeah.
thing. Good evening, Agnes, uh, Kendrick, and Maria. Thank you all for tuning in. We are excited to have you on tonight, as usual, because without you, our fans, we Build Your Best Life would not be possible. So we thank you for all of your support. And as usual, please make sure that you like, share, and comment tonight. We love, love, love those comments. So make sure that you do that. So, this month, this year, our theme is Blueprint for Success. This month, our topic is Before the Blueprint. So before, you set those plans and those goals in place, there's some other things that you need to make sure that are in place. And so that's what we're talking about this month. And so I am really, really excited about our topic for tonight. But before we get started, we got to do the important things. And so, Quintus, do you prefer to be called Quinn or Q? What do you prefer to be called? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Welcome, Deacon Holmes. Thank you so much for tuning in. Quintus seems to be having some technical difficulties, but hopefully he'll get those ironed out in a second. But I love, love, love this topic because, a lot of times we go off and we try to do things, get things done, but we haven't taken care of ourselves first. We are not settled. We're having issues. Our mind is everywhere. And so it gets kind of confusing then when we're trying to establish and reach goals that really impact our lives, our family lives, or what have you. And so it can get really, really make you anxious and all these type things if you don't have everything straight before you get into all of those blueprints and working on those goals and your purpose and your passion, everything that you have going on in your life. It is, really, really essential to line things up. And so I know, regardless of what you're doing in life, whether it's something that is a fun item like a hobby, it's a work thing, you want to make sure that things are lined up and in place so that they'll flow correctly. I'm not good with flowers, but let's just say I was going to make a flower garden. Agnes would have to help us with that. I wouldn't just go to a store and get some flowers and just go stick them in the ground when I don't know if they need sunshine, a lot of sunlight, or if the sunlight is going to be detrimental to them, or any of that stuff. So it would be hard on those plants. Probably not on me, but it'd be hard on those plants because I don't know what I'm doing. And I just get plants, stick them in the ground, and then they aren't pliable for the next process. So it takes putting things in process. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
All right, great.
Sorry
Not a problem. Okay, can you tell everybody, I was asking you, do you prefer to be called Quintas, Q? What do you prefer to be called?
Q or Quinn is good with me. I have many names. Everyone calls me all of those.
All right.
Yes,
well, again, I'm excited to have you on, but could you please tell everybody about yourself, what you love to do, things like that?
Oh, yes. Well, my name is Quinn. I was born and raised in Dallas. I also still live in the DFW area. Um, I'm a father. I've been married 11 years. Have 4 kids of my own. I had my first one when I was 17, and my baby girl that I have now is 5. I enjoy helping people. That's probably my favorite thing to do is to just be a server. Just do whatever I can to help or empower or whatever I can do to lead, give a hand.
Great. That sounds wonderful. And I know you enjoy those kids. They are just a blessing. So
Yes.
great stuff. All right. Well, I was talking while you were going, it's just so important. A lot of times when we decide that we have this big goal or something that we want to go after, we will, we won't do things in a process. We try to get things done before we are settled. Sometimes we are having issues. We may have illness or something going on in the family or whatever. But let's just say if someone decides that they want to buy their dream home, they have the ideas in their mind and they may attempt to draw them out. But eventually, what are they going to have to do? They're going to have to find someone that can draw those things up in a blueprint. It's going to be precisely what everybody needs to see. So that electrician, that plumber, the people that's going to put in the cabinets, the wiring, they need to know all the details and be able to see them. So it is a process. Even when you're selecting classes, if you just go and look at classes and say, "Oh, this looks like this is fun, this will be an easy A," you can find yourself spending a lot of money when those classes are not going to count toward the degree that you're working on. So it's very, very important to make sure that as you go through life and do different things, that you are being particular and precise about doing things. So that's why we're talking about how to make it happen. So, you have it in your mind, it's all good, but There's a process to everything. So, Q, how essential do you believe it is for someone, especially our young men, to be proactive in planning different phases of their lives? Do you think that they need to plan?
Yes, ma'am. I was actually just talking to my son a few years ago, right before I hopped on, because I asked him, what do you want to go to school for? I was like, you want to be an engineer? He was like, why would I want to do that? Why would I pick that at school? I just want to go to the NBA. I was like, well, son, in case you don't make it to the NBA, you probably want to have a good job. He was like, so people go to school just to be an engineer? I'm like, yes. I was like, yes. We people go to school. He was like, well, I'm not sure because I don't know what all the options are. I just want to do something fun and easy. I didn't know what to say other than he was. The next question was, I want to make a lot of money, and he was asking me about real estate because I myself was in real estate, and he asked me, "Can you make a lot of money?" I was like, "Yes, yes, you can, and you can also make no money." And he asked me that he asked me how was my journey. I was like, say for instance, you go to you stand on the corner, you have 5 bottles of water you want to sell. You could sell all of them, or you could sell zero. But I was like, so you need a plan in case those bottles don't sell. You just can't depend on you just gonna go out there and just make a lot of money. You have to have some kind of direction and some kind of path you want to take. It's just you just can't things just doesn't magically appear or even happen the way you want it to happen. So it's essential that you have to have a plan and have to be proactive and just keep working at it even if you get thrown off that plan or you get sent a different way. As long as you're moving forward, you're moving somewhere.
That's right. Yeah, that is so important. It's so key. I guess as you were talking, I was thinking about it. The NBA, that's great and that would be phenomenal. Uh, but someone like let's just say a Michael Jordan, with all his talent and him working on those skills, because I guess he wasn't actually born with talent, but he thrived on doing it, and he was gonna make sure that he practiced and practiced and practiced. He got better and better and better, and then he grew. Uh,
Hmm.
because at first he was like really he wasn't that tall, but then he
Right.
sprouted, but he worked hard when everybody else was playing around. He worked hard, and so that's how he progressed. But let's just say he got in the NBA in that first year, he broke his leg in 3 places and wasn't able to play again. If he didn't get that college degree or something else, what would he fall back on? So
Right.
yeah, that's a great question for your son to ask, and to get those thoughts started
Right.
early.
Yes. Yes. It's really important.
Yeah. Hi, Dan, Shonda, Deacon Watson, Jocelyn. Thank y'all for tuning in. Well, understanding blueprints for success, I believe, is beneficial to a person's lives. Like Q, what steps do you think will assist someone in ensuring that even though they have those plans, that those plans take root?
Um, Probably the best thing to do is probably to draw it out and for it to take root. I believe the most key part is to stick with that plan. You
Hmm.
might have to make some adjustments to it, but at the end of the day, you have to stick to something to go in that direction for it to take root. Because if you uproot it and then you plant it somewhere else, and then you decide that you want to dig it back up and then plant it somewhere else or move it over here, it probably won't take root and be fully grown. So I believe you have to stay planted for it to stay rooted.
Yep. That's great. Stick with the plan. And I guess while we were waiting for you to come back, I gave an example. I'm not good with flowers. I would love to have plants all around the front of my house, but I am not good at plants. People try to help me and I kill the poor plants. But I was saying, I can't just run off to the store and buy some plants and go stick them out in my front yard. And I don't know if they need sunlight, if they don't. So it's, I think it's like similarly with plants, if you're not doing the right things with those plants, if I'm not doing the right thing with those plants, they die or they're not successful. So yeah, I would greatly agree with that. So you need to stick with the plan.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, very good. Well, we know that blueprints, and I think most of us have seen blueprints, if not in detail, really paying attention to them. We have seen them, but they're really, really detailed. What specifics do you think would be successful with individuals in writing their plans and then making sure that they are successful? So what are some of the specific details that they need to make sure that, like you say, they need to be consistent? But what are some of those things that will help them along that path?
Okay, probably. Let's just say you want to be a police officer. Someone wants to be a police officer when they grow up. To be more specific, you need to look at all the requirements of what it takes to be a police officer. You just can't sign up and become an officer. I mean, it goes back to your childhood. I've heard like FBI agents, when you apply, that they interview your elementary school teacher, the principals, maybe even the janitor, your neighbors. So with that being in mind, if you want to become a law enforcement or deep into the government, that everything you do now can affect your future later. And so that could even just be a speeding ticket. When you sign up to be a police officer, you can't even have tickets in the last 2 years. So I would say look whatever you want to do, look at the requirements of what it takes and start doing it now. So when you get there, you won't have that. You have less things to hold you back.
All right. So based on what you said, then you think there is a great idea that, specifically our young men, that they watch their reputation. So thinking about when you're young, even everything that you do, people, like you said, can go back and ask questions and find out, well, when you were 16, you did this. When you were 18, you did that. So your reputation, do you think your reputation is important as you try to move forward?
Right. That comes up a lot. I've seen even athletes, when they get popular, they get famous, people go back years and years and years and look at the old posts and the old Twitter stuff, and then a 16-year-old kid said something racist. He's probably not even racist. Maybe he just said it at that time, but he's 22 now, and now he gets canceled. Now he loses all his endorsements or any business things he had going on that could get lost just from something he did in the past.
All right. So that's very important. That's one of the things that I try to mention often, that you can lose your good reputation just like that.
You can.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So a lot of times, I think about the movie. What was it? Think like a man, and the whole thing was, what is your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals? But usually when you do have goals, you have time frames around those, some that you want to get done in 6 months, a year, whatever. But do you believe that time frames are crucial when you're trying to plan and go forward and be successful?
Yes, I believe they are good to a certain extent, and I think it has a lot to do maybe what the goal is. So, um, I mean, a lot of people have goals. Oh, when I turn 30, I want to be this, or I want to do this, or when I turn 40, I want to have this, or I want to do this, which um, it's good, but at the same time, it could also be negative if you get to that age number and you don't you're not what you want to be in your head, you could kind of forget like of all the blessings you have had and all the success you have had. But if it's maybe more of a short time goal, like just graduating, you should definitely have a time frame on graduating high school or college. I mean, you don't want to be in it forever. It's never too late to finish, but uh, there are certain situations where you need to get things done in a timely manner. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I agree because, especially with the way society is today, you take someone that's in school, yes, suppose they've been in school with the same people probably most of their school years, and
Hmm.
then it's time to graduate, but they haven't been doing what they need to do, and everybody else graduate, you left behind. So then it's like, I'm embarrassed, so do I stay and repeat this grade, or do I just drop out? So
Right.
I think that a lot of times people wait until the last minute, and then it's like, uh-oh, and then it's too late. So that's why it's very important to plan and to talk. And one of the things that I really try to hone in on is parents need to start early. And I mean, when your kids, like I'll say 11, 12, what do you want to do in life? A lot of times parents want their kids to do what they want them to do. They play
Hmm.
football, they want their child to play football. Oh, my child is good. I think they can do this. Or, I own law firm, so I want my son to be a lawyer. But find out what they want to do.
Right.
Then, you need to save money for college. They have to have certain classes that they have to take for certain degrees in college. So you don't wait till they're in the juniors or seniors in high school to start asking these kind of questions. Those are things that you have to work on for 3, 4, 5 years before they're to graduate, to make sure that you have a plan in place. You have funds for them to go to school. If you don't have the funds, there's no way for you to save the funds, that you're doing
Right.
something that they'll be able to go. Okay, I can't afford for you to go, so you need to get a part-time job so you can uh, file your own taxes. You can be an independent. You can get money to go to school.
Hmm.
Or what, I don't want to take a foreign language. Well, in order to go to college, you're going to have to do that. So
Right.
I really believe the time frames are essential. You have to stick with it.
I, I agree. I agree. My oldest, he's a junior, and you really do need to start talking to your kids early because 9 times out of 10 they gonna change their mind on what they want to do. So at least by the time they actually decide to graduate, they would have changed their mind like 4 or 5 times, and they have a more narrow decision that they have because they have explored all these other different things. So if they wait till they're like 11th, 12th grade to decide on what they want to do, that's not a whole lot of time to research or to even think about doing something for the rest of their life.
All right. Yeah, it's very, very important. All right. These have been some good questions. So hope that everyone is getting some information that you didn't know, or some information that you can share with our young men. I always say, our young men, they don't like to get on these type platforms. However, their support systems are here, so they can share that information with them. Say, hey, you need to go out and listen to this. So I think it was some good nuggets to help them understand that there are certain things in life that they even need before they start making those long-term plans. Make sure you understand certain things. So,
Yes, ma'am.
prepare to close. Can you tell young men a couple of fundamental principles that will help them be successful in setting goals and how to make that happen as they strive to build their best lives?
Okay. I could give my, I guess I could give my fundamentals of what I do. So, uh, I I follow God, so I try to follow His rules and His direction. So by doing that, that keeps me from getting into my way. Because in life, you gonna have hurdles, obstacles, detours, roadblocks, all kinds of stuff could pop up
Mhm.
in life. But the worst thing you could do is cause you it being your fault that you're not getting where you want to be because maybe you have a bad attitude. So you go off on everybody whenever you get upset or frustrated about something. Or you don't talk to nobody, you hold everything in and you blow up after because for not talking to nobody. Or just I mean there's so many multitudes of ways of not handling things. So the best thing you can do is have integrity, do the right thing, tell the truth, and be respectful. That goes a long way, and that will also open a lot of doors for you whenever you have a respectable name for yourself, and you can be trusted with more.
I believe that. Uh, you want to, be out there. It's nothing like, because you never know what's going to happen. So whatever situation you get caught up in, uh, always be able to tell the truth.
Hmm.
You know how it is, but tell the truth. Just be truthful and have integrity about yourself. And a lot of times you won't get yourself into certain situations if you know, care about yourself, you care about your reputation. One of the things that I teach is we have 5 building materials, but that first one is those associations. So, who are you hanging around? Who are you allowing in your space? That can really, really hurt you or set you back because you can be just as innocent, doing all the right things, but if you allow someone and sometimes you may not know, but when you know someone is up to no good, they're doing something they're not supposed to, but you choose to hang with them, you can be setting yourself up for failure.
That's right.
So I think all of that is key.
That is right. I mean, if you're in the car with someone that's committing a crime, you're going down for it. You're at the store with them and they stole something, y'all all getting arrested. It's not you 100% have to watch who you hang around with because that bad energy can follow you, and those sins could be your sins.
That's right. That is correct. All right. Well, this has been a great talk. What to do, how to make it happen, and we can only control ourselves. So we are the ones that can make things happen in our lives. So I think this was a great topic. Do you have anything that you would like to leave with our young people as a closing?
Yes. Well, it's short. I just don't give up. And get help. I Get help. I don't, even if you're doing fine, just still get help. Talk to somebody, ask somebody, get a coach, get a mentor. Just, just, just try, keep going, and even if you are discouraged, just please keep going. Don't give up.
That is a great tip. Now you heard it. Don't give up. Don't give up because if you give up, what? You just stagnate. So you can't do better. You can't overcome whatever obstacle has been put in your place. But if you make one step, you got somebody that's gonna walk beside you, in front of you, push it, and even carry you if it comes to that. So I agree with that. Don't give up. You can overcome obstacles and still build your best lives. So we all make mistakes. No matter who you look at in the world, you can look at politicians and you hear it all the time. You can look at pastors, you look at me, you look at coaches. We've all made mistakes, but we've overcome those mistakes. And so you can do the same thing. So keep going. Don't give up.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep. So thank you. Please make sure that you join us Thursday. It's time for coffee chat. So it'll be coffee chat with Carol Crockett and myself, and we're going to be talking about developed skills. So I hope that you will join us on Thursday. And as always, please visit my website, www.buildyourbestlife.org. You can read the blog that comes out each Monday. You can look at our calendar of events. Time flies now. So it'll be here before you know it. But our first major event is going to be our Mothers and Sons seminar. And that will be in May. So check our calendar so you can see when that will be starting and who our speakers are going to be. And then as well, you can look at the services that I offer. I am a life coach, so you can get a free consultation. I do coaching, speaking, webinar speaking as well. You can get a copy of my book, Build Your Best Life. And it is about your life, your actions, and your credibility, overcoming obstacles to build your best life. You can get your autographed copy from my website. Direct message me, send me an email at byblwdsmith@gmail.com, or like I say, right on my website. If you prefer the Kindle version, you can visit amazon.com. But I do appreciate you all joining us today. We'll look forward to seeing you on Thursday if you are free. And always remember, if you are busy, at 6:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays and 9:30 on Saturday, you can always see the rewind on Facebook or YouTube. Our videos never come down, so share them, go back and look at them anytime that you would like. And again, thank you so much, Q, for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. And remember, everyone, building your best life is our business. That is not a slogan. It's our commitment. I love you. Be blessed. Stay safe. Look for you Thursday. Bye-bye.